found out?
Well, it was during the round. I mean, I kept my phone with me because I knew sometime around 11 to 12 or something to 1. And Joe actually found out, and I don't know how many minutes he held it because he didn't want to spoil the day. But at some point, you know, I saw him cheering because it meant that, no, I mean, that's a bad joke to make, but I could tell that all of a sudden he was getting real busy and he was playing really well, and he started playing really bad because he's distracted. So I asked him what they wanted. He says, Albert, I don't want to tell you, but he told me.
Fair to say this was a surprise. I mean, it seemed like everybody left with some hope.
Well, it wasn't a surprise because you know how much when you hope. And if they had left and not scheduled an MRI, then it would have been a surprise. But they're just, you know, there's enough of a risk. They were just saying, hey, there's a chance. That's exactly what it is. There's a chance. We caught a break. But, you know, we just went through that with Alan Craig. You know, I got a suspicion that there have been MRIs in the old days. There's a lot of fractures, problems that guys are not aware of, you know, whatever that happened to their career.
We asked about this, and your answer may well be the same, but without saying for sure, is it you agree that most likely Berkman will be the guy who gets the bulk of the time at first?
I don't think I want to answer it that way. Because one of the interesting answers when we were talking to him after we signed him, and people worrying about his legs in the outfield, he says, actually, first base is more stressful with the quick lefts and rights. So, you know, getting Lance in a place where he's physically feeling the best is a real good answer for us and can play the most. So I want to talk to him. Is it really outfield? Is it first base? I mean, if it's the outfield, he's going to play the outfield more. If it's the infield, I just, you know, probably my expectation is we'll have some versatility there. He'll play some, and I think I heard most of it, but you know, what's happened here for the first 2.5 months is this has created opportunities, and we've had guys like all of a sudden, John Jay did not start in that 3-game series, I don't think. Did he start one yet? Oh, yeah, I rested Kobe the first game. Well, when we played Kansas City, John hit, you know, 500 against him. So that's a good part of being healthy and so John figures back in plans, and you know, Andrew Brown has been impressive. And, you know, we got guys like Freese out there starting rehab. So when you get your options, you look at what's best. So I think for a lot of reasons you want to just be really careful and say you have options, and then daily try to explain to yourself as far as your line why it's Berkman at first, right? If he doesn't play. So we'll see.
Just let Holiday down to third.
You got to think about it. Yeah, maybe you had Alan Craig, you hit him third and Berkman fourth. You know, if you have a left-hand hero like Kobe, maybe you hit Berkman third and Holiday fourth. I mean, that's why. I don't know.
You mentioned the other day that Brown could be a consideration at first base.
He's placed at first base, yes. Yes, so that is possible.
Is John?
First base?
Yeah.
No chance.
Sure. I mean, that's his thing.
Oh, that's his thing? What's his thing?
Goes out there and plays first. Goes out there and plays first turn.
In practice? That's just to work on his hands. No, I mean, we got other guys to play first base. I think John's left, center, right.
Do you necessarily need to call up somebody tomorrow who is a first baseman?
No, we need to call up somebody that fits in to the most needs that one guy can fit in and deserves the promotion. So if you're thinking Hamilton, you know, first thing you think, can you play Hamilton? Otherwise, he's back in the same. So there's stuff to think about tomorrow.
Mo was asked about being creative and trying to fill a deficiency at one position by perhaps upgrading another, not necessarily at first base with the outfield, and he allowed that at some point that might become a strategy. Is that something you think is conceivable? Where
When you're saying upgrade from outside the organization?
in another position other than where Albert would play?
Well, 6 weeks is a long time, and the number one priority is to give Albert every bit of the time, so when he comes back, you know, he's not being cautious and being pushed, whatever. So I'm confident that we're going to keep looking at, we've already been looking at, you know, ways to improve ourselves. But I think, you know, with ownership and front office doing something like that is, you know, they're supposed to, and they do think short-term, long-term. What we need to do, playing a series, is think about right now who we got. So I know they're working at the best club we can have, if that comes from within or without, whatever they do, you know, that's who we play.
You kind of mentioned yesterday, you guys have already been tested enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you get the news of this, I mean, you look at everything that's happened so far, it's pretty hard to believe you've already had this many injuries and this much stuff happening.
Well, I've already had that, you know, your gut, your first impression is that that's already happened several times. You know, every time we've had one quickly, and wait a minute. But the reality is that's the way it's happened. And games count, opportunity for somebody else. I mean, it's the same process we've been going through. And there really isn't anybody there, you know, waving a magic wand or a witch's wand. Well, that's enough, you guys. It's however the season plays out. So we'll use the same qualities that we have so far. And I think, you know, I think we're deep enough to cover remaining competitive.
Have you had a chance to speak with Albert?
No, I'll call him later. Too busy raising money for ARF.
Is there, I know I asked you this a little bit earlier, but is there a fair way to compare what you face now with knowing you don't have Albert? There was the last 4 weeks when you thought you did and didn't, and ultimately put Holiday on the DL?
I mean, there's a finality to this that in a way helps, because right away, you know, you're not going to play short. And, you know, we definitely bought some time there, and playing him even pinching him a couple of days delayed his return 3 or 4 days. So, but, I mean, how long was Matt out totally? Huh? Well, I'd take Albert out a month rather than 6 weeks. So, but I do think there is a plus that he's disabled tomorrow, you know, until he's 100% healthy, he's not come back. We figure out how to make do.
How'd your round go after you learned that? I mean, that in your mind the rest of the time?
Honest answer, it's, you know, I do a very realistic job of separating, you know, baseball is important, that's profession, and you're responsible to people. Your personal life is important. Your passion, like ARF, is important. And so you give each one their importance. You don't really have to take one away from the other, but the honest answer is that that was not a good way to play the last part of the round, because you know, this is significant, and it's significant, a great player, you know, so that's why, you know, make sure he knows from all of us, he will not be rushed in any way. I don't care for whatever our situation. You know, we want him to get back and be himself, and we want him to have the longest career, so whatever it takes.
What's your feel with this? I mean, when leg muscles heal, arm muscles heal, hitters' wrists can be tricky.
Well, my understanding is the ones that are, you know, have some kind of carryover are different type of problems that he has. The one I understand, this is the kind of thing that heals and doesn't linger. And that's the kind of situation he deserves. He's earned. We'll see if that's the way it works. But that's my understanding.
Best case, from what you understand, Tony, is he's probably not back until after trade deadlines.
Well, they said 6 weeks, right?
6 weeks, 4 weeks in the cast. 6 weeks.
Well, I don't think that means once the cast comes off, he gets 2 weeks to get stronger and get himself ready. I don't know what it means. I don't know. I mean, you can be looking at your ball club with Albert back in the lineup and try to figure out before the trading deadline how you can help yourself.
Right.
Yeah,
6
so-
weeks does take you to the trade deadline.
Yeah, I know, but like I say, I mean, we're gonna assume we get Albert back. So if we're gonna be busy, we're not, so why should we look for a first baseman? Could we expect him back? And we have other guys can play first. So I don't think this is gonna change what our priorities are.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I wanna find a place to go cry.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.